5 steps to prevent diabetes this morning. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, thank you for inviting me. I'm happy to be here. And is there a way I can share, have a short presentation? Can I share that with everyone?
Yes, yes. You can go ahead and try and present now.
Okay. Oops. Um, I don't see, okay, let me see. Okay, got it. Um, and
I see it now. We just see
Yeah.
your whole screen.
okay, good. Let's start slide. Okay. All right. Can you hear me well too?
Yes, we
Okay.
do.
So, like Melissa said, I'm Lisa Rico. I'm Director of Development here in Natividad Foundation, and I'm going to present on our 5 Steps to Prevent Diabetes program. But first, I'm going to tell you a little bit about who we are. So, Natividad Foundation, we're a nonprofit organization, and we help support Natividad Hospital, which is the Marion County Central Hospital. We help them to provide high quality healthcare and trauma services. And one of the things that how we do it is by fundraising to provide critical medical equipment and to provide different programs that help enhance the services here at Natividad Hospital. There's different programs that we have. 5 Steps to Prevent Diabetes is one of them, but we also have Choice, which is a violence prevention and intervention program through the Trauma Center. And for that one, we have intervention specialists that help work one-on-one with victims of violence to help stop the cycle of violence. We also have a spiritual care program, and we provide chaplains for the hospital for them to help provide spiritual support to patients who are critically ill or at end of life. We also have other programs such as the Patients' Greatest Needs, and we fundraise to help provide services like transportation, motel stay, clothes, food for patients in needs, specifically homeless patients here in Natividad. So that's just some of the programs we provide to help enhance the hospital services. And for 5 Steps, so for the 5 Steps program, our team includes Jennifer Williams, who is our president and CEO. And we have 2 health educators. We have Luz Luquin and Gerardo Villacaña, who work part-time doing the 5 Steps classes out in the community. And of course, myself, Lisa. And I actually was the health educator for the 5 Steps program for 6 years. In the last 3 years, I just do classes for training purposes, but I can still step in case there's like any urgencies. But it could be very distracting for my job. So I'm glad that we have 2 health educators now that can help us do the program. And a little bit of the background on 5 Steps to Prevent Diabetes. So how it started. So back in 2009, the foundation received a grant from the California State Department of Public Health and started the 5 Steps to Health. And that went on for about 2 years. And Dr. Dana Kent, who is the past director of health promotion and education, was the one that actually put the curriculum together for 5 Steps to Health. And we usually get feedback from community members that attend the classes. And one of the things she was noticing is a lot of people were asking for diabetes, like in terms of topics that were interested in were diabetes. So the foundation applied for a grant through Community Foundation of Monterey County to start the 5 Steps to Prevent Diabetes program. So Dr. Kent went ahead and took the curriculum from the states that diabetes prevention program, which is a long program, I believe it's about 4 to 6 months, and she condensed it into a 5-week program. So that's how the 5-step program started, and it's been going on from 2012 until now. And funding, we receive funding from Community Foundation for Monterey County through their impact grant. And we currently received 2-year funding, which is the first 2-year funding that we received. Usually we just would get like 1 year of funding. So we applied every year, and this time it's 2 years, which we're very excited about. So we have funding through 2025. And the Agricultural Leadership Council, TALC, is also helps fund this program. They actually, TALC they're the ones that, it's a group of agriculture leaders who help fundraise, help us to provide the hospital or fundraise for critical medical equipment for the hospital as well. So the goal of the 5-step program is to prevent or delay the onset of diabetes in high-risk adults. So it could be adults with or without prediabetes, by providing education on improving healthy lifestyle behaviors. And I had mentioned that one of the reasons Dr. Ken put together the curriculum for this program was because there is a lot of need of in terms of diabetes education out in the community. At any, there's approximately, it's said that approximately 45% of people in Monterey County have prediabetes, and in the hospital at any given time, about 33% of the patients are diabetic. So that's why it's so important to have a program like this out in the community, educating high-risk populations. And so our target population is low-income, high-risk adults with or without diagnosis of prediabetes living throughout Monterey County. So in terms of the, let me go back. In terms of the 5-step program goals, one of the things that we measure is, so I want to start by saying we do a pre and post questionnaire when we provide the 5 steps the program, and one of the things that we do, we want to see to where the participants start and where they end. And one of the things we measure is the consumption of fruits and vegetables. So one of our goals is to increase consumption of fruits and vegetables for participants by 20%. Another goal is to increase physical activity among participants by 20%, and also sorry, I'm trying to, sorry, I couldn't see all, part of my screen was covered. So another goal that we have is to help participants plan meals ahead of time, and our goal is to increase that by 10%. Other behavioral measurable key things that we look at is if participants plan meals ahead of time, if they shop with a grocery list, and if they eat low-fat foods. So in terms of the curriculum, so the 5 steps program, it's a 5-week, hour and a half to 2 hour class. And during each class, we have different topics that we cover. The first one is we do healthy eating, and we focus on on participants eating more fruits and vegetables. So that's our main focus in terms of the topic of healthy eating. The second week, we discuss physical activity. So we go over what is physical activity, how much is recommended, the types of physical activity that's recommended, and also we do a demo for physical activity. So we do about 15 minutes of physical activity with the participants. And at the third class, we talk about how the topic is how to eat healthy on a budget. And in that class, we go over to on how to read a nutrition label. For the fourth class, we do the topic is family health, lifestyles, and diabetes prevention. And in that class, we focus on diabetes, the types of diabetes, the consequences of diabetes, and we also show food models and how much sugar certain foods and drinks contain. In the last class, we discuss how much is enough. So we focus on what is how much is enough. So we focus on the we focus on how portion sizes, and we talk about obesity, the consequences of obesity, and we also go over some of the food models that and how to see how much fat certain foods contain. So the curriculum features a professional health educator. It's again 5 weeks. It's about an hour and a half to 2 hours a week per class. And we provide healthy snacks for participants at each of the classes. And we also provide a certificate of completion for participants that attend 3 or more classes. And we provide incentives too. The incentives are meant to help support what the participants have learned in the last 5 weeks. So we do like exercise bands and like pedometers or bilingual health books. And one of the things too that we've been doing for the last, I want to say about 4 years or so, maybe a little bit more, is that we partner up with the Monterey County Food Bank, and they provide produce bags or produce boxes for the participants. So that's one of the incentives too for participants to keep coming back to the classes. At the end of the class, they take their produce bags or produce boxes.
I'm sorry, we have someone in the room. If you can please mute yourself, Iris. Thank you.
And so this is just like one of the things that we go over in the class when we talk about healthy eating and the recommended cups of fruits and vegetables for adults. So it's just kind of a little bit about of how what it is that we discuss. Here are some pictures. Here's our Luz Lukini. She's one of our health educators. She was doing a class here at the Salinas River Community Church. And there's another class that I was doing here in a few years ago. So there's pictures of some of the classes that we've done. Here's just a little bit about what we also go over in terms of physical activity. So one of the things that we do aside from doing at the end of each class, the participant has homework. So it's homework because they get to do actually put into practice what they're learning. And we come back and discuss at the next class how it went, if they had any challenges. So we discuss what we can do about any challenges that arise, and also what went well, what didn't go well. So that's very helpful because I feel that the participants too, because so the classes are very interactive. They're meant to be interactive because I feel that participants not only learn. I mean, they really don't just learn from people just talking to them. They learn more from like the interaction they have with other peers. So that's one of the things that it's been very successful for us, is just having the interactive classes, and then participants learning from other participants in terms of what works and what doesn't work when it comes to challenges that arise. So this is one of the classes where we do the exercise demo. So I'm doing exercise demo with in one of the classes, and on the right it's one of the classes at Chispa. And here are more pictures of participants doing physical activity at one of the classes. So I had mentioned that we do the pre and post evaluations, and this is what we use. We use part of the questionnaire is the modified USDA food behavioral checklist, and we also use the modified food STEM program fruit and vegetable checklist that's validated through the Network for a Healthy California. This is just a kind of like a sample of the questions that are asked for two participants. And one of the things I do want to say that a lot of the participants that we have low literacy, and or they might need glasses but forgot their glasses, so they might not be able to see well. So what we do is we go over each question with them, and we help them if they need help with, or if they don't know how to read, we help them also complete the questionnaire. And in terms of results and highlights, so throughout the last 10 years, we have had similar results when it comes to the pre and post questionnaires. And overall, participants have made meaningful positive changes in anywhere from 9 to 13 of the 13 lifestyle habits related to diabetes prevention that we look at. And one of the main things that we see over and over, it's the large improvement made regarding physical activity among participants. And on average, there's about up to a 30% increase when it comes to activity. And we've seen up to a 65% combined increase in participants that eat fruit and more fruits and vegetables. And after 10 years, so our 5 steps program has been proven, is a proven diabetes prevention education model for at-risk low-income populations with low levels of literacy and varying culture, values, and beliefs. And we have reached a little bit over 1,400 participants in the last 10 years that we've been doing the 5 steps classes. And I started tracking the retention rates about 4 years ago, and we have anywhere from 53% to 73% retention rates when it comes to this. And here are some of the participants and partners we've had past and present. We have more, but I'll go through the other slide. But one of the things that we do in terms of when we offer the 5 steps program is that we partner up with community organizations because, and as you might see here, we partner a lot with different schools because either migrant program or non-migrant program, and we do that because the community liaisons or the parent advocates or client advocates, they're the ones that have the connection with their clients or the parents or community members. So they're the ones that do actually, they help us out by when we partner up with them by providing us a space to do the class. And also they actually do the recruitment of the participants for the class. So we involve them because they have that relationship And then we come in and we provide everything we provide is free for the participants. We just need to partner up with other organizations for them to provide us for a space to do the classes. We don't do them here on site. The only one that we've done here on site, it was for the NIDO clinic. Now it's NIDO. They're through the health department now, but they were formerly the NIDO clinic here in Natividad. Other than that, all the other classes have been done out in the community. And that's all I have. If anyone is interested, feel free to contact me. The best way to contact me is through email and or phone. And I know that Melissa has that sign-in sheet, so she can provide my contact information if anyone has any questions. And I'll be around for the next half an hour, 45 minutes too, if anyone has any questions for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lee, sharing your information on the chat. We have maybe about 3 minutes for some quick questions in case you have to excuse yourself a little early. Esteban Ayala, I see your hands up.
Yes, I wanted to ask a question to see if do they give trainings for organizations in order to do some type of workshops?
In regards to 5 steps?
Yes.
Yes, we actually have done, we did the Center for Community Advocacy for the promotoras. We've done a class for them before, and I did one for the Paro Valley Community Health Trust for one of their, I want to say community advocates. And yes, so we've done that before.
Yeah, because that'd be something I'll be interested on.
Oh, great. Yeah, so if you just go ahead and email me and we can talk later.
Okay.
Do we have any more questions? Please feel free to ask. I do have a question, Lisa. For any future partners here in today's forum, if they were interested in maybe reviewing with you, perhaps the possibility of having a new site or opening the 5 steps to prevent diabetes program in one of their locations, should they be reaching out to you as well?
Yes. Yes. So it would be, yeah, and that's what we found to be more successful is when we do the partnerships and we actually do the classes at the partner's location. Again, because the clients or parents they already know them, and usually they already have like their regular meetings where they meet. So we usually tend to do that. So it's a lot easier to do if we, for example, we do a class at like one of the Chispa apartment sites. It'll be a lot more successful if we go on site versus if we do classes here in Natividad, which probably a lot of people might not show up because of transportation or other barriers that they might have. So it's yeah, so we definitely would, we can discuss that and do the classes at their sites.
Thank you. Do we have any more questions before we move on to our next speaker?
Hi, good morning. My name is Erika Olivares, and I'm calling from Alliance on Aging, or calling in for Alliance on Aging. I'm a mental health consultant there with the agency. Good morning. Good to see familiar faces. Thank you so much, Lisa. The information was so informative and valuable, and knowing that this resource is out there for the community. This is one topic that is always an ask from our seniors, and we are providing services at the senior sites, which is the senior apartments. And so that is a request, I would say, almost every single time that we are out there. So I definitely will pass this on to our agency and to the higher ups and make sure that this is something that we can partner up with. I hope I'm not stepping any boundaries there, but I think, like I said, you know, the request is there and that's the need. So hopefully it can happen.
Yeah, thank you, Erica. And we actually I did a couple classes at the Salinas Gateway Senior Apartments, and it was through a partnership through Alliance on Aging, but that was a few years ago. But yeah, please share the information. Thank you.
Do we have any more questions? I just wanted to share, I attended some of the classes myself. They're very helpful. They educate you on healthy portions or just small things. For instance, knowing that fruit has sometimes a lot more sugar. So also measuring the amount of fruit you consume in some cases. So I learned a lot myself. Thank you, Lisa, for being here today. Great presentation. We will move now over to our next speaker. We have the Bluestones Project from Monterey County, Brenda Cabrera, Organization Lead. Brenda, are you here? Give me a second. Brenda, I see you on the screen, and Efrain should be able to allow you and grant you screen time. We can see your screen. I think you just have to do the full screen.
Okay.
You can also press slideshow and it might help.
Yes, thank you.
Sure.
Let me share once again. Okay, so I know it's here again. Let me move this far.
That should work.
Okay. So, is that better?
Yes, it is. Thank you, Brenda.
Okay. Okay, so my name is Brenda Cabrera. I work for Bluestones Project here in Monterey County. I'm in the Salinas location. I mostly work with, I'm an org lead, and I work with specifically with schools here in Salinas. Okay, and then first off, I'd like to acknowledge our sponsors, Salinas Valley Health, Taylor Farms, and Montage Health. Okay, and then I'm just going to talk a little bit of why Bluestones Project, and why we were brought here to Monterey County. So in the U.S., over 60% of adults are classified as overweight or obese, and our environment is making it easy for that to happen, especially with all the messages, billboards with fast foods. We get the messages on our phones, and we're constantly bombarded with messages of unhealthy foods and drinks, as well as loneliness, and is becoming, especially after the pandemic, we've become a little bit more isolated, and we're just losing that social connection with each other. Okay, so here in Monterey County, almost half of adults are either pre-diabetic or diabetic, which is a common theme that I'm noticing here in the presentations. And also Salinas is a salad bowl of the world, and yet a lot of people here are not consuming enough fruits and vegetables. And also, over 2/3 of two-thirds of our population are also obese or overweight. So this is data collected from or based off the Danish twin study, where they determined that genetics only plays about 20% of longevity and lifestyle, and 80% is the environment. So here we have, we're gonna talk a little bit of Dan Buettner, who started the whole Blue Zones project and the study. So here, Dan Buettner, he is a fellow from National Geographic, and him and his team went out on a 20-year-long longevity study. He wanted to know where in the world were the centenarians located, and how was it that they were living to 100, and not only living to 100, but also living healthy with less chronic disease, less dementia or Alzheimer's. So he found 5 original blue zones. So we have Okinawa, Japan, where there's a high concentration of the longest lived women, Icaria, Greece, Sardinia, Italy. And in Sardinia, that's the highest concentration of longest lived males, Nicoya, Costa Rica, and Loma Linda, California. So here he found that people were 3 times more likely to live to 100, and they lived an average of 12 years or more than we do here in North America. Okay, and then just to put it into perspective here, I have a little slide that shows, about 1 in 6,000 people live to 100 in North America, and compared to Sardinia, which is 1 in 250 people. So then Dan Buettner wanted to know, why is it that these communities around the world are living to 100 and healthy and free of most chronic diseases. And he found that they all shared commonalities, which he named the Power 9. And he noticed that they tend to move naturally. So their surroundings encourage them and nudge them to move naturally. A lot of them walked everywhere. They walk to work, they walk to school. A lot of them have gardens, and then gardening takes a lot of physical work as well. And then they all had the right outlook, which includes the purpose. So they all had their purpose. They knew why they woke up in the morning. In Nicoya they call it the plan de vida, and it's just that, knowing your purpose. And then a lot of them also downshift, so meaning they take time for themselves to decompress and relax. A lot of countries in South America, they close up shop and then they go eat with their families or go take a nap. So that's part of downshifting. Here we can journal, some meditate. It's up to everyone how they downshift and they have that time to relax. They also ate wisely. So in Okinawa, Japan, they have the 80% rule, which means just that stop eating once you're 80% full, and everybody's body is different. So just getting to the point where you're just satisfied, and then just avoiding that fullness, that feeling of being so full. And plant slant, that means incorporating more fruits and vegetables into the diet. A lot of these places, these original 5 blue zones, their environment made it so that they ate more healthy. Like in Okinawa, Japan, they have a lot of that purple yams. So they have an abundance of that. So that's mostly, part of their main dishes. But it's that here we can, some of these communities still eat meat, but they eat less portions and less, maybe like about 2 or 3 times a week. But then again, it's that portion control, which ties into, the 80% rule, just avoiding, seconds. I know for me, it's worked really well, avoiding that fullness, that feeling of being so full. And friends at 5, we usually call it wine at 5 or friends at 5. And that's also, ties to the downshifting, finding that, and then also to connection, getting together with that group of friends And, taking some time to, if you'd like to drink wine in moderation with them, or if you want to go for a coffee or a tea with them. And what moves on to connection, which is, finding that positive pack. So those people that you trust, that you spend the most time with. And once again, Japan has all the great examples, but in Okinawa, Japan, they have what they call a moai, which is, coming together for a common purpose. And a lot of them have their group between 3 to 5 people, maybe 8, depending. It's a small group, but they, get together to play games, they walk. They get together again for some time, with their tea, their coffee, and also putting their loved ones first. Always, having that time for family. And then the last one here is belong. So that one means just belonging to a group. And it could be any group. It could be a religious group. It could be a committee. It could be a team, just belonging to a group of those people, again, that you like spending time with. So he took those, that Power 9, and he's Dan Buettner, and he said, how can we apply those lifestyle habits here into the US? So he started the Blue Zones Project, and there's we've nearly impacted about over 4 million lives throughout the United States, and we have about 70 plus communities across North America. And here's a little map of where they're located. So then the life radius was created. So that means the 10 miles that's around us, right? That create the most impact. And that is impacting the places where we work, the work sites, where we choose to go eat, restaurants, grocery stores, schools, where we go learn, and our community organizations. So that all impacts, the people, places, and policy. And I'm going to talk a little bit about these places and what we do and how we work with these places. Okay, so here's just a little example about one of our work sites, approved work sites, and it's just incorporating, so making their environment easier for them also to choose the healthy choice, so making the healthy choice the easy choice. Here you can see a parking space that's further away from the building. That way they get to increase their steps in the day, increase that natural movement. Also having a map here that totals a mile. So when they go on break, they get to walk around that little map there, and it totals a mile, sorry. And then also making sure, not taking away what they like, but also incorporating a healthier option. So here you see the vending machine that has, half sugar drinks and half no sugar drinks. So ultimately, everybody has, their choice, but it's just increasing those healthy choices and making them easier and more attainable. And then you also see a standing desk. And just increasing those micro breaks throughout your workday, especially if you're working in front of a computer. And then we work with restaurants as well. And here's just a picture detailing some of our approved restaurants all over Monterey County. Here we work with restaurants and, also having them give the option to restaurant goers and including various options on their menu that are healthier options, healthier, having a more variety of non-meat options for restaurant goers. Okay, and here's a little example of tacos on Beto. So they have the option, instead of meat, they have the option for jackfruit, carnitas, soy rizo. If you don't like any of those meat substitutes, and they have the sauteed onions and peppers, or the nopales and mushrooms. And also, you have the option for your whole beans instead of your refried beans. And then the option also to swap the tortilla for maybe a lettuce leaf taco. Just making small changes. Okay. And here's an example of La Princesa Market. Here we have a healthy checkout lane. So as most of us know, when we go to the grocery store, the checkout lanes, they're full of candy bars, chocolate, sodas. So here's just incorporating one checkout lane that has, your healthy nuts, your fruits, water, and then also having that diabetes education again, because it's very important. Here you can see a poster that's on the side of an end cap that has a little bit of information about diabetes prevention. Okay. And with schools, we work with the parents, the staff, and of course the children. Here we focus on outdoor learning environments. So the gardens are really important to us. Just having the kids, have that option to go outdoors and learn. Also, incorporating that nutrition education, physical activity, and also that they have the options to build also those social connections. So, it takes into consideration, their physical health, mental health, and that nutrition education. And here you can see a picture of my colleagues. That day we partnered with Brighter Bites, and we made a salad that contained all the ingredients that Brighter Bites was given out to the parents that day. And with schools, we also focus a lot on diabetes education, type 2 diabetes education. We partner with Aspire Health, and we provide teachers with diabetes modules that they can show the students. And here's a little picture, or a picture of the schools that are approved here in Salinas. Okay. And then again, this is a couple pictures from provided by Aspire Health. This is this is a slide from the modules that the teachers showed to the students. And here is an example of some posters, that encourage, eating those fruits and vegetables, drinking more water instead of sugary drinks. Also, decreasing that screen time, whether it be TV, phone, tablet, computer, increasing that physical activity to an hour or more a day. And also, it's very important with the sugary drinks because that's how the kids get most of their sugar. Okay, that's the Blue Monster. And this is also an example of what we share with the parents. So they have access to diabetes resources. Okay. So we also work with the community to offer free events throughout Monterey County. And here's some examples of what we do. This is a picture of garden work that we do. We do cleanups around the community. We do a lot of cleanups at the soccer complex here in Salinas. We do a lot of beach cleanups and park cleanups. And also high school students have the option to come and do their community service hours with us as well. Okay. And here is our upcoming events. I'd invite everyone to join us. We're having a couple cleanups, and this is all over Monterey County. The top one would be in Seaside. We're going to have a community volunteer event in Laguna Grande Park. We have a Sweetheart Healthy Snack board demo, like a little charcuterie board. We have an event at Earthbound Farms at Carmel Valley. And we're also going to have February 29th, we're going to have a cooking demonstration at El Gavilan Library here in Salinas. And that's it for my presentation. And you can follow us on Instagram or Facebook at BCP Monterey CO, or you can go onto our website as well. And if you'd like to contact me, I have my email here, brenda.cabrera@sharecare.com.
Thank you so much, Brenda.
Thank you.
Wonderful presentation. I'll try to include your information
you.
on the chat. Just to be mindful of everyone's time. Brenda, will you be able to stay with us maybe after the second speaker for to answer some questions?
Yes, I'll be here.
Great. With that being said, I would like to introduce our third guest speaker from Hartnell College, Mario Flores and Tracy Gomez. After their presentation, we will open it to questions for Brenda and also Mario and Tracy. Thank you again, Brenda.
Good morning, good morning. Give me 1 second. All right. So good morning, buenos días a todos. Thank you for the invitation. My name is Mario Flores. I'm the Director of Basic Needs at Hartnell College. And with me today is my colleague, and I'll let her introduce herself.
Good morning. My name is Tracy Gomez. I am the Dean of Student Equity and Pathways here at Hartnell College. Thank you so much for having us here today.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Tracy. We were invited really just to provide an overview of the different services that Hartnell College Basic Needs provides to its students. And so Tracy and I, we put this presentation together really just to, again, inform the community of the different resources available to our students. So with that being said, we'll continue. So first and foremost, our basic needs office and partners, I mean, we truly act like a hub, right? Somewhat of a one-stop center for students so that they could get a number of services, right, related to essential needs ranging from food, right, personal health and hygiene, emergency financial assistance, housing, childcare, technology, transportation, you name it, right? We're kind of like that one-stop shop, and we have little branches everywhere, which you'll learn about it a little bit more in a minute. So our program is indeed grant funded, right? In fact, we are very fortunate to have two different grants, one from the state and one from the federal government. Both of these align in the sense that we we are trying to address and tackle issues with food insecurity, health and wellness, mental health, transportation, childcare, technology, housing, and more, right? So these are the 7 different elements that we, again, we're trying to address, right? These are really important. They're part of, any human being's essential needs, right? Not only as a student, but as a person in general. And through these programs, right, we understand that for students to be successful inside of the class, all of these different elements have to be addressed, right? Whether it's inside of the class or outside of the class. So when we talk about immediate relief, right, these are some of the resources that we provide our students, right? they're kind of, somewhat like, just like little rubber bands at the moment, right? But at the same time, right, some of these little rubber bands, right, could really be a huge impact and assistance for students. So at Hartnell College, right, we provide different gift cards, right? For example, we provide Uber cards in case students, right, do not have a car. We also provide students with gas cards, right, in case they do have a car, but, need money to put gas. We have cards for groceries that as you could see on the top right. We also have cards for Target, right? Some students are parents, right? Single parents, single moms, single dads. And so as we all know, right, baby products are super expensive, especially we're talking about diapers, right? Wipes, formula, right? So again, these are not meant to sustain the student long term, but they are helpful for that essential immediate relief. And all of our gift cards have a value of $50. In addition, all of our students are eligible to ride the MST, right, for free, as long as they show their student ID. So in partnership with the Food Bank of Monterey County, right, we do have food pantries across our whole district, right, from King City all the way to Castroville, right? And these food pantries occur 2 times a month, right? And on average, each month we're probably serving about 220, 240 students, right? Again, this is free. And while we are targeting our Hartnell College students for this food pantry, we will not turn down a community member. So, if there are community members that, get a flyer, they somehow learn about this food pantry, by no means are we going to turn them away. My favorite part. So, in addition to the food pantry, right, we also have the mobile produce truck, which internally here we call it La Troquita, right? And so this mobile truck or produce truck, sorry, it comes once a month, right? Each time it comes, it serves about 200 students. As you could see, the line of students, this is very popular. Students walk away with probably a value of anywhere from $50 to $7 worth of organic, fresh produce, right? So again, this is a coordinated effort from our office that we have in partnership with the Food Bank of Monterey County. And yeah, I mean, it's just been a huge and amazing hit here on campus. Let's see. And this one only does happen because of its limited scheduling. It only comes once a month, only to our main campus. Additional food resources, right? All of our students, regardless of how many units they're taking, regardless of income, financial aid, right, are are able to receive 2 free meal vouchers. So at Harnell College, especially at our main campus, we have a Starbucks and we also have a cafeteria, which it's called the Grill. Right. So here, every week, students are eligible to come to our office. They get 2 meal vouchers, one for Starbucks, one for the Grill, with a value of $10 each, right? So essentially, they come, they sign in, right? By signing in, they just provide their student ID number, and we give them 2 meal vouchers. So then they go to whatever um, food service is that they prefer for that day, and they just eat, right? So we understand that, food is really the one of the number one important things, right? To feel energized, right? Just in general to survive. So that's kind of like our effort behind all of the food efforts. In addition, right, there are students, right, that perhaps are not on main campus. Some that live in Soledad, in King City, Greenfield, right? And so for those students that are taking classes specifically out there, right, we're also providing them with grocery gift cards. These gift cards, right, they could be used at any grocery store, you know, Foodsco, even Target, Walmart, right? But they are specifically and uniquely only for groceries. So let's say a student's at Walmart, they want to buy, you know, like, I don't know, some socks, for example, right? They won't be able to purchase those socks because this card is very specific for groceries. Um, and before I move to the snacks, right, we also have a dedicated food pantry slash CalFresh coordinator here in our team. And this individual has been really amazing. Her name is Lori, and she has really started developing and establishing our CalFresh efforts. Again, because at the end of the day, right, once our grants end, you know, the bigger picture is all sustainability, right? And the best way to be sustainable is by actually leveraging our local agencies, our county and state programs such as CalFresh. And Snack Center. So I'll kick it off here to my colega, Doctora Gomez.
All right, so our campus, as you can see in the basic needs center, they've done an incredible job offering a variety of services, resources to our students. So a resource that was just opened, or a space that was just open in, gosh, let's see, August was our kickoff in this space, El Centro de Excelencia. This space is very unique. It's a unique space on campus in that it has 5 student success specialists who are all, this is a new department as well. So they are not all new to the college, but several are new to the college. But these folks are sort of that one-stop shop for students. They can go there, students can go there and get answers to questions about anything on campus. They will help them with, you know, registration and technology needs and mental health referrals. They've been trained on every single program that we have on campus. And the nice part about that is that if students come in with a financial need, for example, not only will the student success specialist walk them over to our SOUL Center, our basic needs center, but they'll also walk them to the spaces where they could get additional assistance. For example, our EOPS program that offers, you know, various benefits. So the center, as you can see, is very welcoming. It's a very warm space. Students often come in to just hang out. But a huge benefit is they can come in and get supplies. That's that picture right next to El Centro. So they can come in and get supplies. And those supplies are free of charge. We try to keep that as stocked as possible. And as, you know, based on what the students need. So for example, the student came in the other day asking for graph paper, and that was something that we did not have. And so I ordered some graph paper. And so we really try to make sure we have what the students need. The other thing, and that we've also partnered with the SOUL Center on this, is that we have graphing calculators. And as you probably know, those are extremely expensive. And for students in our STEM major, they have to have one of those throughout their program. And we were able to get a stock of 50 of those and more on order for students who are STEM majors who can come in and get a graphing calculator. It is theirs to keep for their entire major and their time here. And next slide, please. Thank you. And so this space, we call it La Cocinita. This space is where we have snacks for students. This again is a partnership with our SOUL Center. Students can come in, they can get coffee, tea, water, they can make toast, they can make a cup of noodles. There are snacks in there at all times. There are refrigerated snacks as well with things like yogurt and applesauce and cheese sticks and such. We also have an area where students can come in and get shampoo and conditioner and body wash. And of course, all of this is free of charge. The only thing we ask is that they sign in via a QR code. And we've had this has been a tremendous success. Last semester, the first semester out, we saw about 1,100 students come through El Centro. And so far this semester, in the first 7 days, we've had over 350 students come in. So it is definitely, the word is getting out. We are wanting students to come in, get a snack. As we know, as Mario mentioned, that is the key. If a student is in class and they're hungry, it's very difficult to be able to concentrate or do anything else, because that's all we think about is if our stomach is growling. So again, this partnership has been incredible, and we are really just trying to serve our students in ways that to serve their needs. Just a quick note, as a side note, we also very soon, across the hall from this space, we are hoping to open a family study room where our many student parents here will be able to bring their children. There will be toys and books in there for the children to play with while the student parent has a space that they can study. So coming soon on that. So thanks, Mario.
Thank you, Dr. Gomez. Appreciate that. Moving along, right? So coming soon, right? I didn't mention this at the beginning, but our program is less than a year old. And so I'm extremely proud of our team, right? We've done so much in such a short time. And even with all the services that Dr. Gomez just explained, the previous services that I kind of presented on, we're still eager to continue to expand this even more, right? I'm very lucky to have a strong team of visionaries, a team that's very committed to student success. And here are some of the other programs, right, that or some of the new initiatives and projects that we're still are trying to fulfill. So for one, we're still trying to establish an emergency hotel voucher program, right? We're currently working with our local Marriott here in Salinas, the one found in Davis Road, right? As some of you know, there's two different ones. There's the Marriott that's kind of like for like 2, 3 nights, and then there's like the residence, right? That has like its own like little kitchenette, kind of like a little studio. So ideally, that's what we're trying to get, right? For those emergency times where a student, is either evicted, is currently homeless, right? I don't know about you, but some of the statistics when it comes to our local shelters, right? There is a huge wait list, right? For a student to sometimes go into a shelter, there's an average of a 3-month wait list time, right? So when you think about that, right? If a student is literally undergoing homelessness and we're trying to refer them to a shelter, what are they going to do within that 3-month wait time, right? So that's a gap here that we identified and that we're, just really trying to fulfill. Moving forward, right? Another thing that's coming is laundry service, right? We're partnering with a local shop here in Salinas. It's called Romy Lane Laundries, something like that. So pardon if I didn't get that name correctly. But what's really cool about them is that they actually provide pickup and drop off, right? So the point here is that we would essentially, or we are currently working on an MOU and contract where we'd purchase a number of gift cards, right? And provide these laundry gift cards to some of our most needy students. That way, they could either drop off their laundry here on campus or at their respective home, right? And get their laundry taken care of, right? And so this service in specific falls under our health and hygiene. Optometry is another huge one, right? We've had a number of faculty refer some of our students to our basic needs, right? Saying that, hey, some students, are having trouble literally, following presentations because they don't have eyeglasses, right? And so this was something that or kind of like a recommendation that we took in, and we're currently working with a nonprofit that helps low income communities. So that's also in the works. a CalFresh specialist on campus. So this actually just started this past week when we had our first food pantry of the semester. We were lucky to have a strong partnership again with our social services here. And now they're going to be sending a CalFresh representative from the county to be here during our food pantry distributions, right? And that's really imperative because, again, um, we want this to be a more sustainable approach, right? And so for students that are continuously coming in, right, I don't want to say depending on food pantry, but this is a huge help to them. They more than likely could also qualify for CalFresh, where they could continue to get an EBT card with up to $250 a month, right? So they could buy healthy food. So this is another big breakthrough that we recently accomplished. Let's see. Furthermore, El Mercado, this is something that I'm super excited about. And props to another colega here. I saw her, Melissa Arellano from MPC. Um, I remember when I first started, right? Her and her team were extremely helpful. I went to their campus and, we took a tour and they have this wonderful, they call it the Lobo Market. So this was something that I kind of got from them, right? And just wanted to tailor it something similar to here on campus. So I think within later this month or maybe early March, we're gonna have our grand opening of our own student market, and we're calling it El Mercado, right? So essentially, it's gonna provide some basic pantry staples, right? Shampoos, combs, detergents, right? Food, dairy, protein, right? Again, everything's gonna be free for the students, so we're super excited about this. Um, Next, personal hygiene and care, right? We recently just established an MOU with Wayne's Beauty College here at in Salinas, and so they're going to be providing our students with, very affordable, um, basically, haircuts for both our male students, our female students, and even up to even for like their nails, right? And so some of you may be wondering, well, what does nails have to do, like with basic needs, right? That's kind of more of a luxury. Well, yes and no, right? It's debatable, but the premise of that really comes down to confidence, right? When a student feels confident in how they look, right? That confidence is then carried on to their actions, right? How they perform, how they interact with students, and it all falls back to mental health, right? And mental health then falls back on student success. So that's kind of like our approach to that personal hygiene and partnership with Wayne's Beauty. Technology, right? As Dr. Gomez explained, right? We have provided not only our Centro de Excelencia with TI-84 calculators, but we also bought an additional batch for um, our loaner our loaner calculators that are located in the library, right? So these loaner calculators are for non-STEM students, right? As Dr. Gomez mentioned, the ones we provided to El Centro and Selexia are for STEM students to keep. But then again, we know that there are other students taking, high achieving math classes that also need them. And so we also bought a batch there. We also received a batch of laptops that we're providing to students here on campus for free. It's theirs to take home. Wi-Fi hotspots, that's another thing that we recently got. We partnered with the California Community College Foundation, and they provided us Wi-Fi hotspots and a contract for up to a year at a very minimal cost. Another thing that we're doing, we're getting USBs for our students. I know that sounds a little old-fashioned, but at Hartnell College, we rely on USBs for printing and much more. So that's really imperative for our students. Last but not least, we do have emergency housing grants, right? These again, they are only for students, right? There is a criteria. Students have to be enrolled in a minimum of 6 units and must have financial aid, right? The thing here, which could be very tricky, is that the way this works is that a student or their families, they must to be eligible for this, they must be behind in rent, right? Or they're currently seeking a new place, right? So it's either they're behind in rent or they're seeking a new place for like a deposit, right? But it can't be in the middle or present time saying, hey, this month I'm not going to be able to pay, right? Because that just opens up pretty much the criteria for anyone. Anyone could potentially say that. So we're really careful about this housing emergency grant, but again, it's really for our most needy students, students that, you know, are kind of in a hole and that need to be supported with that. So the way that the process works, right, is that students have to submit a referral form, right? So they submit a referral form, it comes to our office, and from here, our team triages and really does case management. That's what it really comes down to. We schedule an appointment with the student, we do an intake, and that's where we provide the tailored support. So it is a lot of case management, a lot of partnerships, a lot of referrals. But again, we have a really strong team, and this past semester, we served about 2,500 students, unique students, right? Overall, we had over 11,000 visits come through our center. So we're really proud of the work we're doing and happy to continue working and making new partnerships with our community and local agencies. That being said, that's the presentation. Just a very quick overview of the different services that we're providing here at Hartnell College.
Thank you so much, Mario and Tracy. I'm actually in shock with all of the information you gave. We are right now at 9:48 a.m. I do want to open it for questions. If anyone has questions for Brenda Cabrero with the Bluestones, if you can please just unmute your microphone and ask those questions to Brenda. I just wanted to also share that I did include Lisa Rico, Brenda Cabrera, Mario Flores, and Tracy Gomez email information in the chat. And then after we open it for questions for Brenda, I'll turn it over to Mario and Tracy.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Okay, perfect. Well, first, all three presentations today were just very resourceful to the community and to students. I want to say, Brenda, I sent you an email regarding the upcoming events, so just keep an eye on that. For Mario and Tracy, definitely this is a new resource that I've encountered. I'm actually a previous Panther student, proud Panther student. So I graduated with my associates and transferred out. And thank you to all of these services because as many of you may know, as a first generation student, we encounter these difficulties. I heavily relied on my father for transportation. Sometimes he wasn't able to take me to class. So a couple of times I asked a couple of friends. Printing was difficult as well. Sometimes we didn't have the luxury to have a computer at home or a printer. Printer paper is expensive. So I can see where these students really, especially perhaps coming right out of high school, would want to pursue an education, but with the difficulties and the challenges, especially financial. So I really appreciate you sharing this information. The same with the TI calculators. I myself took a couple of statistics classes and I wasn't a STEM student, but those calculators can be $60 that, a student might not have. I do have a question regarding the referral process. The referral process, as you mentioned, is based on submission. So can a community partner or agency submit this referral, I'm assuming online through the Hartnell website, and then it looks like there's an intake process. A question I have is, during the intake process, is there an income requirement as well?
Alma, thank you first and foremost for all the compliments. And yes, so to answer your question, the first question is yes, community members, right? Students, faculty, anyone could submit a referral, right? Please know that these referrals are, you'll be asked to name the student, right? So yeah, so the student must be an active enrolled student, right, to receive this assistance. And again, right, our team does their due diligence in kind of going through checking all of that, right? So by anyone submitting a referral, right, then we kind of take over. Your next question regarding income. So the income, it's kind of like a yes and no, right? It's more about financial aid, right? So students must have completed a financial aid application, whether it's for FAFSA or the California Dream Act, right? And the reason behind that is more policy based. Um, so just as I guess as a quick example, right? If if there's a low income student, right, they're gonna have a high unmet need. And so that high unmet need is calculated through financial aid. And that's how we determine, right, the student does have a need. And not only that, right? So let's say the student is seeking rental assistance. The rental assistance is 2,000. So we provide that 2,000 to a student, but then that $2,000 is credited to their financial aid, right? So if a student does not have unmet need and we provide that student with $2,000, it's more than likely that our financial aid office is then gonna charge that student, right? Because quote unquote, they don't have a need or they should have a family income that should be able to support that. So that's kind of like the yes and no answer to that.
Yes, thank you. That really paints the picture and clarifies that question. I appreciate it again to you, Mario, and to Tracy, and I look forward in continuing the connection.
Thank you, Mario and Alma. We're at 9:53. If anyone has to, leave the meeting, I completely understand, but I know there's plenty of questions. Jill, I see your hand up. If you have, I believe you have a question, and I also see Jessica Mora has a question.
Yeah, I'm just totally amazed and enjoy about all the presentations today because they've been amazing. I've learned so much, and I'm ancient. So the one major question I wanted to ask Hartnell is: are there multiple resources, financial funding resources that you have to provide all these programs, or is there one major organization or government funding that provides the resources? Because I don't think I've ever heard of any university or college that has that many things available to their students, and I'm just in total awe of you guys. So can you answer that question? Is it multi-sourced or is it primarily 2 or 3 that fund you?
Yes, Joe. Thanks so much again for the compliments. So we do have 2 main sources, right? As I had mentioned, one is through our state chancellor's office, which is again state funded. The other one, it was uh, a grant that our college went for at the federal level, and we were very lucky to get, right? And then we have an additional grant that again it's in partnership with our Hartnell College Foundation, right? And that one is very specific for housing, right? So again, I
Is it
think
soft money or is it hard money? In other words, is it short term, or hard money is usually a long-term grant that helps you create the infrastructure? And the soft money is, oh, it's just a year, it's 18 months long, and then it disappears.
right. So the state one, it seems that that one is going to be continuous, right? Hopefully, again, we had budget cuts at the state level, but they are not affecting community colleges. So that one we do see it continuing. The federal one is soft money, in the sense that we do have a 3-year term, and the other grants from the foundation are also soft money.
Great. Thank you for answering that.
Of
And
course,
just
of
one
course.
more question for the Blue Zone. Thank you very much for the great presentation. Dear Blue Zone lady, this is totally amazing. And I'm wondering how, do you have a community organizer that organizes all these uh, grocery stores and schools to create these wonderful blue zone diets and such?
Well, we have different sectors here. So different colleagues, they work on different areas. So I work with schools. I have a colleague that works with restaurants, another one with food policy and groceries, and an engagement lead that creates all those great free events for the community.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I put my name in the chat. I would love to converse with any of you. You guys are amazing, all three of you who presented today.
you.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you, Jill.
Thank you, everyone. I know we still had a couple more questions, but I do want to open it today to any announcements. And I did include the information, contact email for Mario and Tracy, along with Brenda Cabrera and also Lisa Rico. Do we have any announcements? If anyone has any announcements before we close today's meeting, Melissa Arellano, Blanca Valverde.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So my name is Melissa Arellano. I am the Basic Needs Coordinator for Monterey Peninsula College. We are excited, as Mario might have briefly mentioned, is that we also have a Basic Needs Center, our Lobo Market, and we're having our 1-year anniversary at the end of February. So mark your calendars for February 26th. This is a really great opportunity if you are interested to visit the campus, see what it's like, ask us questions about the intake. We also accept referrals from community partners. For example, we work really closely with adult schools because we understand that that would be kind of like our non-traditional students coming in, taking ESL classes on campus. And students could be enrolled in literally a physical like swimming class or just an ESL class to receive our services. So it would be on February 26th from 4 to 5 p.m. We are having a celebration. We're doing some community support recognitions, and then we're having like a press release. So we encourage you to definitely come, and we'll be sending out a save the date soon.
Thank you, Melissa. Blanca?
Hi, good morning. My name is Blanca Valverde. I work for the Santa Rita Union School District, and I just want to invite everybody, if you haven't done so, we're going to have our resource fair on Saturday, April 20th, Galvin View Middle School, and I will share the flyer with Cisne, and it has all of our contact information. So we are looking forward to see you guys there and share with the community the services that you guys provide.
Thank you for sharing, Blanca. Jennifer?
Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Jennifer Aquino, and I am a grants coordinator at Aspire Health. And I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit of information. We just released a new program in the community. It's called Double Up Food Bucks, and we partnered with Blue Zones. Aspire Health partnered with Blue Zones. We received $1 million grant for the community to help CalFresh recipients receive a discount at participating stores. So how it works is a CalFresh member shops at La Princesa Market in East Alisal and on Williams Road. They purchase California grown fruits and vegetables, and they receive half off on their purchase. And I'm happy to share more information at our next meeting, but for now, I'm just gonna link our website.
Thank you, Jennifer. I do see Jessica Mora.
I believe Florentina was before me.
Florentina? Thank you, Jessica.
No worries.
Hi all, my name is Florentina from the Clínica de Salud del Valle de Salinas. I do have a flyer that I would like to share. Our Clínica currently is providing assistance with a Medi-Cal application, the initial application. It's open for any community members. We do also provide support in Triqui as well, if in case you have a client that speaks Mixteco and needs support with the initial application, we do that. So yes, we do the appointments over the phone. Clients can call anytime. We make the appointments and we call them and filled out their application online. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Florentina. Jessica.
Thank you. Muy buenos días to all. So, well, first and foremost, my name is Jessica Mora Ramirez. I work with Monterey County Behavioral Health. I'm the Cultural Competence Ethnic Services Manager there, and I will like to extend a warm welcome to our Cultural Relevancy and Humility Committee that will happen this I had a brain fart. This 8th of February, which I believe is on Thursday from 1 to 3. We will be at the Cesar Chavez Library, and hopefully with everybody's consent, if I may get your contact through maybe the Cisne roster so I can formally extend that invitation to all of you. That meeting in itself, just really short, quickly, we help identify gaps in services for under-resourced communities. Right now, a community that I know does need services is Pájaro, which brings me to my next question. Any organization presente here today know of any resources when it comes to financial resources and or food resources for our folks in Pájaro? I know Casa de Cultura with Sister Rose is a good resource. However, if it's hard to get a hold of Sister Rose, and again, they are in need of they're in need of services. So if y'all can collaborate with me with regards to any type of resource events, any kind of again community input as to where I can direct residents from Pájaro would be greatly appreciated. But that's something that we're going to focus on this coming meeting for the CRHC. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. Lastly, I'll give it to Celeste. I believe she shared a Medicare presentation flyer in the chat. Not sure if Celeste is available, but she did share a Medicare Basics presentation that will be occurring soon. Please find that in the chat. I just want to thank everyone for their time today. Very quickly, I did receive a flyer for a internet assistance program. It's my understanding, as long as the household income is under 60,000 or less, or the person that's applying has CalFresh or Medi-Cal, they can submit the application. It should help you cover some of your Wi-Fi bill. I do have the information. I'll scan the flyer and I'm able to email it to anyone that may be interested in the program. I believe the deadline is February 6th. And if we don't have any more questions, thank you again, everyone. We will see you hopefully next month on the first Thursday of the month. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Have a good day, people.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Goodbye, Stephanie. I think we're done, Efrain.
We're done. Joe se fue. And I know Hortensia said that she was not gonna be able to stay after the meeting.
Okay.
But she did say that for any future meetings that she would be available now. I think something must have changed in her schedule or her class schedule or something. So she will be more available. And I think that in regards to a topic, like I don't know. I kind of someone kind of sort of hinted that she had information about Monterey double up food bucks or something like that.
What was it?
It's called the double up food bucks from California. I think it's from the EBT card.
Oh, okay.
So there's that one, and I think it's related to food.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that last one was so good. I mean,
It was a lot of information, a lot of services.
yeah, it was very impressive. I'm sure, there's a need for programs like that where they can go and get resources. So, I don't remember if, the one you're reviewing may be a good one as well, since right now, the students are starting. Do you have anything else in mind?
So that is the one. There was someone who shared this link. Let me see what her name was. ¿Cómo se llamaba? Jennifer Aquino from Aspect
Jennifer.
Health. So she was the one that shared the link to this program here. And so I don't know what her how she's linked to this program. Maybe she's through her agency, maybe they're also assisting with this program or something, but I can see that this one is part of the CalFresh, right? The SNAP program.
And
So far, that is the only topic that I was able to identify. So maybe we can see what else is going on in the month of March, because that'll be our next forum. And maybe just focus around our topic around that, right? Around whatever is going on in
Let
March.
me see what goes on in March. Like you said, there's always something that they let me see, I think I found something. I don't know if I'm right, but there's 3 calendars that I found and they speak a lot about cancer in the month of March.
Okay. So that can be another one. I know we haven't had that in a while. Maybe about 3 or 4 years. I remember we had that as a topic, resources for
Cancer.
for cancer patients or survivors. Cancer.
Let me see what else.
Let me see. Let me check. Just go online.
Yeah.
Is the month of what? You know how there's always, March is, today is National blah blah blah, right?
Yeah. National
Then,
Donut Day or something. They have everything now.
yeah, so here I'm seeing Disability Awareness Month, right? That's March.
I also see, once again, nutrition, collateral cancer, and HIV/AIDS.
Okay. Global World Disability. So let me do that one.
I mean, if we were to do like HIV and AIDS, we have the needle clinic, which we may be able to get a speaker. I'm not sure if a lot of people in the community know what kind of services they offer, but then to that, do you think we would have to tie it into like family planning and another agency?
Yeah, like the whole staying safe and prevent
Yeah.
HIV.
Like sexual transmitted disease,
Yeah.
maybe with like Planned Parenthood and Clínica Nido.
Yeah.
They may take the whole thing, because I do feel that when we have less speakers, it's less rushed and they can go through, most of the information.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was recommending the last time that, whenever we have more than three, it's just it feels very rushed.
I agree.
And I don't think we've ever had a HIV as a topic. So
I think that would be a good one. I would be able to walk. I know a couple of people at the Nido Clinic, and if not, I have a contact there that I can ask her if they would be willing to present. But then we would just need someone to get someone from Planned Parenthood
Yeah. So
and talk about
I guess
sexually transmitted diseases.
so mira, and okay, so tengo 1, 2, 3, 4 topics that we can vote on. One is the EBT and the CalFresh double up bucks, and we have the cancer as a potential topic, and then we have the HIV and the STD and prevention and all that. And then the disability awareness, just because I saw that as something that is part of the March. March is a month of disability awareness. So and then I think that in the past we've also recommended, or there's been the recommendation for services for the visually impaired, services for the deaf, and that sort of thing.
I was thinking too, since there's a lot of people from the Alliance on Aging, and they've like branched out their services now for seniors. They used to have like food vouchers, bus vouchers, transportation stuff, but I think with them as well, do you think maybe that would be for another if we do Alliance on Aging, then we can also get like the visually impaired and como que that would be a good one too, because I don't think they've presented, and it seems like they have new staff. I do know they offer more things that they did in the past for our local seniors.
Yeah, I think we got plenty to choose from. We just need I guess, give the steering committee members the opportunity to, I guess,
to
vote and share their opinion, and then to see where we go from there. But
okay.
So I can send an email to everybody and then just wait to hear from them.
Yeah, that would be good. And I believe Anita's coming back on the 7th.
Okay, que bueno, that's good.
So maybe by this, we'll do like a deadline of vote. Please submit your vote before or by then, and hopefully we can pick a topic. It would be nice by the 9th, just so we can start working on it. Okay.
Okay, Melissa,
Great.
thank you very much. You did
You're
wonderful.
welcome.
You did
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you.
Hopefully I can continue to cover her if needed.
Ay, pues ojalá que sí. Yeah, because I definitely, one is that I don't like addressing the big groups like that unless I really have to. But I'd rather just stay in the background.
That's okay. You do a good job at what you do, and it
Ándale,
helps me with presenting again. Okay, take care.
All right,
Bye.
Melissa. Thank you. Bye-bye.